Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy for Now. It's me as well here with your Romancelandia monthly. Wow, we continue to speedrun. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens the day after this goes up because something will pop off. At least that'll actually be in the month of April. Y'all, like, it just feels like a speedrun of a year already. How so much has happened in so little time, I do not know. But we are here. I'll have timestamps down below if you want to jump around. But settle in, grab a drink, maybe a snack. I don't know how long this one's gonna be because I feel like a lot happened and we gotta talk about it. So first up, we're gonna do the fun thing, and that is the Colleen Hoover and Olive and June collab, because a coloring book wasn't enough. Now you can paint your nails in your favorite, what some people want to call a romance with domestic violence. Yep, this is the thing. And you know what was most fascinating about this thing was who did things for it, because like someone that just won't go away and keeps showing up on my ads, like went to Dallas to do a launch event for this with Colleen. That's right, Kira. She just can't, I can't escape her. But this entire collab to me was bonkers. Like, what a choice. I don't know. Like, I'm whatever about it to an extent, but it also is just so weird. I know they exist. I know there are Colleen Hoover fans. I'm like, that's fine. But I never see people in public actually buying or reading Colleen Hoover. So what? So that was our fun one. Colleen Hoover got a nail polish collab. Who would have guessed? Things I enjoy intersecting nails, beauty, and books. Here we are. Maybe we'll get a cooler one next time. Next up, we have an author getting called out already. One of many. Y'all, I need people to get it together. So first up, I do want to talk about this one first, because I feel like it's the most positive one. What she did was not positive, but the outcome was positive. So Andi Jaxon had a series in which she got called out. I'm going to throw the book cover up here for you. This book is no longer available. This whole entire series is no longer available. Lo, well-read nurse over on TikTok, brought this to a lot of people's attention with screenshots that I'm not going to show here because, again, there is a slur in those screenshots that's blacked, like it's marked out, but it's the N-word. She uses it repeatedly, talks about how hard it was as a white woman to write a black character in her, like, opening. I'm very uncomfortable with this situation. I was like, oh, yikes, big yikes. Oh my God, what is happening? So she got called out. Andi Jaxon, as soon as getting called out though, was messaging Lo to talk about the issue, pulled the book, posted it took her 3 apologies to get it right. But you know what? Here's what I'm going to say. 3 apologies to get it right is better than no apologies and leaving a book up or not responding or doing anything. So by the third post apology attempt, she took accountability. She allowed Black women in her comments to discuss how they felt about what was in this book. She also is donating proceeds, and she re-releases the book or something to 3 different charities that help Black authors. She, like, Andi Jaxon really took this to heart and was like, I'm fixing it. So I commend that. I would like to see more of that when people are called out in the bookish community versus the, like, turtling and, like, I didn't do anything wrong that we often see happen. So I just think that this is a fantastic little start to our to Romancelandia, because we're about to have a lot more bad things. Bad time coming. I'm sorry. Another quick one I want to know, I learned recently, and it's an author I'd picked up because I thought was a Black author. St. Lynn is not a Black author, nor possibly either non-binary or trans. I'm not sure. I can't confirm that, but I will link to the TikTok down below that told me this, and then I did some digging and was able to find their real name. And yeah, so just a FYI, because I know the Trans Right Readathon just ended, and I know it's a book series I've recced before, and I really enjoyed her Cinderella books and her retellings. They've been fun, but I'm not reading them now because I know. But yeah, so there's that. Next, let's dive into the things I'm dreading. Forewarning here, we are about to dive into some Reylo stuff, because you know what I found? And I've talked about this. I love adapted Reylo fic. I love, like, serial numbers scrubbed off Reylo fics. They're my jam. I'm not gonna, like, read Reylo fics themselves usually, but I do generally enjoy them. So lo and behold, I had picked up and loved a book recently that author literally had a new book announced that looked really fun, called like Under Lock and Key, and it was a Loch Ness monster romance. And I was like, oh my god, I just loved your Omegaversy book. Like, I cannot wait. This is so fun. Well, that release, that cover reveal, brought to light some things that apparently had been discussed within the Reylo community, but those of us in the romance community had not seen previously, so we had no idea. And it turns out that Lana Ferguson is formerly Kylo Trash Forever, or KTF, as they are referred to in a lot of the like exchanges about this creator. Former Reylo fic writer that got ran out of the community, which is the key point here, okay? It's not a problem to write fic. It is not a problem to be a Reylo. It is not a problem to be like any of this, right? The problem is when the community runs you out, there's a problem. Because I have noticed, and I do appreciate the Reylos, y'all are the best. Because you, like me, I feel like some of the Reylo people are like the equivalent of me, but for their community, where like they know the lore and they know the like what happened. And I often, like, friends will DM me like, anything about this author? Anything about this author? Anything about this? Anything about that? Like, and I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, holy crap. So, like, I just feel like there's people in the community that, like me, have just, like, this store of knowledge. There are people there that have this store of knowledge, and it's really helpful. Because I hate that I missed it previously and have loved a book, owned the book. It's fine. It's living on my shelves. I still liked it, but I'm not going to give her money again. So the Reylo community called out a big issue previously with KTF/Lana, and it's the fact that the first like issue with her started with her writing an AU Beauty and the Beast retelling situation, and she wrote Finn in as Gaston, which leads itself into some really bad stereotypes around Black men and Black people, and also honestly just defies who and what Finn was as a character. Like, I'm a Star Wars fan, that doesn't fit Finn. Like, you didn't have to make him Gaston. So yeah, I very uncomfortable with that. And there's a big text exchange. I will link to the Twitter like thread about all of this so you can read the exchanges of comments on this one. But yeah, it was just really disappointing. Doubling down, not agreeing. And then, as if racism wasn't enough, she had to double down and hit my other absolutely not. And that is the fact that she had a prompt in her Discord to write a thing about getting an erection in a Holocaust museum. And I have ended friendships over how people behaved around things to do with the Holocaust. And this is just like a extra what the actual fuck is going on here for me. Where in what world is that an appropriate writing prompt? I do not understand. So this person then also partook in bullying and harassing other Reylo people, artists, fic writers, all these things, and like would get her group of friends to harass them. They then deleted their presence online to grow and learn, and obviously have reappeared with their former fics being published traditionally. So if it's not them, someone just stole their fics. I'm gonna go with it's them. The next point I want to make is when all this stuff went down with Kiera Lewis and the Krakens, and we had that situation, the author the wife alluded to was Lana Ferguson, apparently. She used the stretching video that people were using and making inappropriate comments about, like sexually harassing this man about. They did that. And this author used that to promote the book she was writing because he was her inspiration for it, which, like, fine, but, like, don't know. Just know. I'm so mad. I just need y'all to know that. I'm so mad. So in researching the Lana Ferguson situation, I found a YA romance author that is wild. This is Rosand Hajj, who is extremely into forced birth. I'm gonna link to the thread on her and the like TikTok I saw all about her, and I just wanted to note it because like I was horrified. But yeah, she has this whole long post about how recently came out What Monstrous Gods from her. Just a heads up, if for anybody, you might want to look into her beliefs if you don't want to give money to people who are probably funding things you super disagree with. Your choice. I just was super uncomfortable with the things she shared there, and I'd read her before, so there was a chance I would have picked this book up if I had not seen this. So, okay, what's next? Okay, the other thing I want to touch on very, very quickly is there were 2 booktok creators that read Only for the Week in February in Black History Month and did not like it and critiqued it a lot. But it also given passes to white indie authors and like curved their rating because they were indie, and didn't do that for Natasha Bishop. I'm not going to speak extensively on this. That is the gist of the situation. I'm going to link to Books with Shelley, who has a whole video where she dives into the situation more. I don't feel like as a white woman it's my place to talk about the situation fully because it seemed to me like a call out from the Black BookTok community to Black BookTokers, not a call out for me to get involved with. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to highlight it in case you've seen vague things about it, and you can go check out that video to get more info. As we go into the next segment here, full caveat, we support victims, we believe victims. We're also not going to victim blame in the comments. I will block you. We're not doing this, okay? Like, full stop, that's not happening here. And I need that said now because You don't know who or who is not a victim of SA, and it's not everybody's business to tell you their history. So be kind and let's not victim blame anyone. So yeah, that's your forewarning now, okay? Like, generally my comments have been pretty good about these things, but I'm gonna always give that warning because I do not and will not tolerate it in my comments. Full stop. Keep it inside if you feel like it's gonna get deleted. That's my advice right now. Okay, so let's talk about the fact that I would have 3 nickels, and it's weird that it's up to 3. For every time a man that wears a mask and does not reveal his real identity is outed for being someone who sexually harasses other people. It just in the book community. 3 times now. 3 times. Maybe 4. We might be up to a quarter, actually, because I do think we had someone else that I don't know if I covered in Romancelandia or not, because it happened really quickly. But yeah. First up, we have this guy called like Ghostface something or other, and he was posting vague things about getting doxxed for like doing this, and people were defending him, and then more came out, it seems, and he was being inappropriate in messages. So I'm just gonna remind everyone that you can't trust people, and you need to be careful on who and what you DM to people, okay? And when people send you inappropriate things, call them out, because it's not cool. So there's that. So Ghostface, you know, it's tales all this time. I feel like the inappropriate messaging, somebody in a mask inappropriately messaging other people and things, just typical. I will link to, if I have somebody who has a good summary of that one, I'll link to it. I didn't really take a ton of notes because it happened super quickly. Like, I got DM'd a whole thing about him saying like he's being doxxed and attacked, and then I got other stuff that was like, no, he was harassing people. So there's that. All right, now for the segment I know, the thing in this everyone's been waiting for. Joe Arden. What the actual fuck is going on? And again, reminder, we believe victims here. I don't care how big a fan you are. If you're a member in his Patreon, I do not care. Okay? Okay, thank you. So, a website called Telegram popped up with anonymous reports around behavior Joe Arden had exhibited with members of his Patreon community. The accusations in this page, this anonymous page, all had similar themes and lined up, and I'm going to give you kind of a brief summary of those themes, which were asking his patrons for nude photos and sexting them, creating an overly familiar and intimate relationship with them, unsurprising again, asking for photos, asking questions about their sex life, things like that, gaslighting them when they would do things like leave the membership and harass them for leaving. The Telegram post thing got taken down, and I literally, the day I went to screenshot it, it was taken down because people were able to identify some of the anonymous posters and were harassing them. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, yeah, that got deleted. Good times. Around when this gets taken down, Blue Nose posts a thing, sends some emails. I'm going to link to all of this down below. I'm not going to read them word for word. But basically, they've deleted some of the posts, I do believe now. Yeah, they have. That's good. That's good. I love that. So they make a post and they say Joe is stepping down as president of this female-led company. Bonkers statement. But also, don't worry, though Joe was stepping down, his wife is taking over the company. Sirens going off in my head personally. And Joe made a post saying all of this is false, and this, again, a lot of this has been deleted, which usually I'm really diligent about screenshotting, and this is the one time I wasn't. I'm so mad at myself. So I'll see what I dig up between now and editing. But yeah, they do that. Joe does make a personal statement in his Audio Addict on Patreon, which I will put up here for you, and I'll read it to you real quick. To the authors, readers, and listeners who have welcomed me into this audiobook community over the past decade, I am aware of the recent anonymous online conversations, and I want to address the matters being discussed directly. I have never engaged in a non-consensual coercive exchange with anyone. The ramifications of these allegations are something I am working through privately. Regarding any allegations of misconduct within the community, I categorically deny these accusations. I'm not a perfect person, I am flawed, but committed to learning and striving to be a better version of myself. I remain committed to upholding the values of this community and denounce any suggestions of the contrary. To any authors or fans who feel I verbally mistreated them, I'm truly sorry. I take words very seriously, and I am always trying to be kinder and more considerate communicator. I jumbled that. It's fine. I'm incredibly grateful for the support I have received through my career, and I appreciate your patience and understanding as I navigate this matter privately. Joe Arden. I got sent that by somebody, of course. Appreciate it. You're the best. I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way already. So yeah. Then, as this is all continuing to unfold, some authors started speaking up as well, saying they had some weird interactions with Joe around their books, and requests. Pricing for Blue Nose came out, and it was a lot higher than other audiobook narrators cost per finished hour, and also had a lot of predatory royalty options. In my opinion, they seemed kind of predatory, but I also know audiobooks are key to a lot of authors' growth, but also are super duper expensive, and I understand that. Blue Nose had a practice, it seemed, of doing a lot of royalty sharing, in which the author at most maybe got 20 or 30% of royalties, and they would take the rest, and I guess that would cover their share. So yeah, to me, there's a lot of things pointing in the direction of this wasn't a one-off, this is a behavior trend, something's up. And I walked away with some takeaways, and these are going to be my personal thoughts right now. Okay? It was hard to see how many of these accounts were very similar and felt the same. To me, that's the first red flag. When it's not one, like, I always believe the victim, but when you have multiple people coming up against someone like this, like Joe Arden's a name. He's a big deal in the romance community for some people. So yeah, there's that. I hate the fact that so many authors are currently in like kind of a shit situation after this, because they may be in the middle of a contract, unable to get out of a contract with his production company, Blue Nose. And I'm not going to judge any author who previously had a book with them narrated, or had Joe like his company doing the production and narration, or him, because in my opinion, at least, they can't control that now. It's too late. You're not going to go re-record an audiobook. I will not on my channel be discussing if I listened to a book that he narrated. And I honestly haven't listened to a book Joe narrated since I went to Authors in the Bluegrass. I kind of got the ick at Authors in the Bluegrass. So there's that. I will say Lauren Blakely, I think, handled this really, really well. She talked about a book she co-wrote with him in 2020. How everything was fine for her. Like, everything was professional. That she's donating all proceeds from that co-written book to the Authors Guild for her end. So that feels fair. At the end of the day, this is not short king behavior, because Joe is pretty short. I've seen him in person. And I'm 5'3", so me saying someone's short, like, you know that they're short. So yeah, this is not short king behavior. This is Lord Farquaad behavior, and we don't like that here. We don't like that here. Okay, let's keep going. We only got a couple more things and we're almost done. But yeah, this situation, I think I will link to a really good TikTok that breaks a lot of it down and has a lot of screenshots. It's hard to get screenshots off of TikTok, and like I said, I fucked up. So I'll link all that down below for y'all. Just a quick FYI for authors, when you share a Google Doc apparently right now and it has explicit content, you are at risk of your account getting closed. So that's a bit concerning. I will link to the Instagram post down below for you. I just want to give a quick FYI for anybody that this could concern. I know I have a couple authors that do watch Romancelandia. And then last but not least, some fun stuff, we'll call it. These are our pickups that I tracked the last month. Two new things are coming to Bloom. The Kingmaker series by Sophie Lark is getting repubed by Bloom Books. I actually kind of like these covers. But this is like not a surprise, but I was like, oh cool, that's interesting. Rena Kent is also joining Bloom. And then Corinne Michaels is joining Sourcebooks Casablanca. So if you're wanting indie covers for some of these authors, now is your time to make sure you get those covers before they go away. That's all. That's why I'm telling you this now. I think that's it for this month's Romancelandia. You can leave me a headphone emoji in the comments. Okay, let me know in the comments if you think I missed anything, if you have any commentary on anything that's happened in the last month, obviously. If you don't want to do any of that, leave me a headphone emoji in the comments. And let me know if you have a favorite audiobook narrator that's not Joe. Please and thank you. Mine right now is Jason Clark, so there's that. I will have links to as much stuff as I can link to for you down there, so be sure to check that out for sources and more information on some of these things. And I will be back in just a few days with my next video. Oh my goodness. This was a fun one. That's sarcasm. This was a tiring one. Either way, I'll be back in just a few days with my next video. As always, you can join my Patreon or YouTube membership if you want early access to Romancelandia. You do get a couple days ahead of the public. And I think that's it. I will see y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away. This is what we wait.